Hey guys, Marathon is just a few days away, and what is up with all the hate? Let me tell you about it, okay? So some of this stuff stems from, being a Destiny player. There's just a lot of people that really do not want this game to succeed, and I get why they don't. And so I kind of wanted to go through a lot of that stuff and kind of give you my thoughts on why I think that there's a lot of negativity going towards this game and why I think it's kind of unneeded. But before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe because that really helps me on my channel. Okay, so let's get into it. First big thing, back in the day, Destiny's wrapping up. All of a sudden, Bungie announces we're going to make an extraction shooter. They show us little bits. It doesn't look that good. And a lot of the Destiny community, including myself, was going, hell no, this is not what we want. This looks like garbage. Why would we go from a looter shooter to a extraction shooter? And at the time, I mean, this was way before other games like Arc Raiders even, were a thing. It was Escape from Tarkov, and there was a lot of really hardcore extraction shooters. I think I had played a little bit of Call of Duty's version of an extraction shooter, and it was pretty fun, but it was a very small part of that game. And so, none of us really had a lot of interest in that sort of thing. Number two, Destiny's story was kind of winding up. Their 10-year saga was winding up, and a lot of us were not really feeling good about that. There had been a lot of ups and downs, and when you've played a game religiously for over 10 years and then you find out that they're wrapping things up, I mean, there's a mourning process. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but there really is. There's a mourning process because your gamer groups start breaking up a little bit. They all go off. They find, other things to do. What you've, just looked forward to and sat down and done for years and years and years isn't really going to be the same anymore. And there's change, and change can be hard. Even when it comes to your hobbies and video games. And I know that, other people have gone through this with different games, but especially in Destiny, it was just a big thing. Also, the Destiny PvP was getting worse and worse and worse. They were making changes. The changes weren't good. It was plagued with cheaters. It was plagued with extreme skill-based matchmaking that made it, in my opinion, very unfair to, mid-tier to upper level PvP players, because it would essentially make sure that every single quick play match, every single match felt like a competitive match. Nobody was playing competitive. Long queue times. Okay, I could go on about that, but this isn't a Destiny video. This is a Marathon video. So just know that a lot of stuff, especially in the PvP community, there's just kind of like a lot of ill will, because they're like, well, why are you doing an extraction shooter when you can't even take care of the PvP in the game that we wanted to play? Moving on, found out that, there was a kind of an Art Raiders thing going on, because when they were developing the game, they found out that they had actually stolen some art. And so that ended up giving this game a really kind of negative, feel once again. So now you've got two strikes against you. Now, since then, they have actually, resolved all of that. The artist was compensated. And so, everything should be good there. But, when they re-showed Marathon, I think is really when I kind of went, okay, let's see what this game has to offer. Now, let's be real. A lot of people are still very upset in the state of Destiny. That didn't help this previous week in February, because they just announced that the DLC that we were supposed to get in Destiny just got pushed back into June. That's 3 months of no new content at all. And so they essentially feel like they're being abandoned while this game is getting all the attention, while it's coming out, and they're and I get it. Like, a lot of people don't want to go from a PvE game to a super sweaty PvP game, especially with the risk and reward that, comes with an extraction shooter. Now, I really liked Destiny PvP. I'm looking forward to having a game, even though it's going to be sweaty, where I get the Bungie style gunplay, which has always been amazing. From Halo to Destiny to, you know, hopefully now Marathon. And I really like that, but I understand if you're not a PvP player, this may not be for you. This may not be something that you're going to enjoy. And I hate to say it, but that's okay. You know, you can go do stuff. There's other games you can try out, but also I think there's a lot of people kind of putting this game down and saying it's going to be dead on arrival when you get a free chance to try it out. So maybe you should try it out during the server slam, give it a fair shot, play it for an hour or two. And if you hate it, that's fine. But at least, you know, you gave it a shot and decided that, hey, this just wasn't for me. And, you know, and then you can go find something that you can have fun in. But for someone that wants a PvP game, you know, I really am excited for this because, you know, it looks fun to me to get up with a couple of, you know, other players and go out and, you know, fight some battles and kill some robots and, you know, try to, you know, get out with your gear. I mean, that just sounds really cool. On top of that, they have a competitive playlist, which Destiny's competitive is almost unplayable at this point because it takes 30 minutes to get into a match, even if you're solo. And it's a different sort of thing. Like, you can turn it off and on kind of, you know, when you want to and work on it when you want to, which I know you can in other games, but I mean, you still have to go into lobbies and it's very risk and reward. And if you lose, you lose rank. So that's really interesting. I think it's cool. I think the shells look really cool. I think that, you know, some of the attachments that they're showing off, you know, look really cool. So here's my thing. No, I don't think Marathon is dead. My only concern, I think, and I'm very pro Marathon, I do hope that it can keep a player base long term, that, you know, people aren't just going to get in there, play it for 2 months, and then all of a sudden they're going to be like, okay, I don't want this anymore. But I'm really interested to see what they have to go on. The in-game, you know, possibilities sound really good. The seasonal stuff sounds really good. So I see a lot of positives to this game. And if you're a Bungie fan, you're a Destiny fan, I think you need to kind of think about it too as, you know, you really don't want this game to fail because we don't know, you know, where Bungie stands right now. And if this game doesn't do well, then there may not be other things like a Destiny 3 or other games because, you know, they just may not recover from something like that. So even if you don't want to play it, you know, giving it a shot or just kind of, you know, giving it a fair shake and not, you know, trying to wish for its death before it even comes out would actually be a really, you know, good thing because in all, Bungie can make really good games. We do like them. And, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a D3 in the future or, you know, something else that they come up with. So that being said, I think we should just give it a fair shot, try it out, see what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. I mean, if you totally disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know about it. If you agree with me and you're excited about Marathon, we will be playing it during the Server Slam live over on our channel on Twitch. So make sure you swing by and we can talk about it and see how it goes. All right, thanks guys. See you next time.